You can only get timely, credible, and reliable news on your shining supreme station. Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin.
Hour after hour of quality programming all around the clock with us. Every second and minute counts when it comes to bringing you the best of programming on radio. Diamond 88.7 FM remains your best bet. Be it sport, talk radio, entertainment and music. One thing is certain, we've got you.
On Diamond 88.7 FM, we give credible, factual, balanced reports at all time. Join us as we take you around the globe on the world news. Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin, your shining supreme station.
From the news desk at Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin, this is news around the world.
In the headlines, Labour leaders in closed-door session with President Tinubu over minimum wage. Serap calls on governors and FCT minister to account for local government funds or face legal action. Group encourages family planning and childbirth spacing for a sustainable Nigeria on World Population Day. On the foreign scene, Kenyan president dismisses all cabinet ministers after weeks of protest. In the world of business, POS fraud cases increases as terminals spread. In entertainment, Nollywood celebrates Olu Jacobs at 82. And in sport, Bayern signs Portugal star Palina for €49 million. Good evening and many thanks for joining us for the news across the world on Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin, Kwara State, Nigeria. I am Joseph Emeribe. You can listen to us via our website www.diamondfm.net and watch us via Facebook at Diamond 887 FM. You can also download our app on Play Store, Diamond 887 FM. We'll bring you details of the news after the short timeout. Do stay tuned.
Drug abuse affects both brain and behavior. It has multifaceted impacts on one's body, mind, and nervous system. However, you can avoid being addicted by giving zero tolerance to the use of drugs. Associate yourself with the right persons. Do not give in to peer pressure and learn to handle life's pressure rather than resorting to hard substances. Remember, Diamond 88.7 FM cares for your sound spirit and good health.
This message is from Diamond 88.7 FM.
You're welcome back. Now the news in detail. Leaders of the organized labor are in a closed-door session with President Bola Tinubu over a new minimum wage for workers in the country. President of the Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, Joe Ajaero, and his counterpart at the Trade Union Congress, TUC, Festus Osifo, were spotted arriving at the State House in Abuja this afternoon for the meeting. The president is expected to make a decision on the 62,000 naira proposal over the government and private sector side, as well as the 250,000 naira demand over the organized labor. Meanwhile, the meeting is coming about a month after the president said in his Democracy Day speech on the 12th of June 2024 that an executive bill on the new national minimum wage for workers would soon be sent to the National Assembly for passage. And to the National Assembly. The Senate has today confirmed the nomination of DIG Ashimu Saliu Argungu, retired, as chairman of the Police Service Commission alongside two others, Onyemuche Nnamani and Frederick Taiwo Lakanu, as a secretary and members respectively. The confirmation followed the consideration of a report submitted by the chairman of the Senate Committee on Police Affairs on the confirmation of the Police Service Commission, Senator Abdul Hamid Ahmed, representing Jigawa East. The immediate past president of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, however, pointed out that the Nigeria Police Force has suffered a manpower shortfall of about 20,000 recruits in the last 2 years owing to a supremacy tussle between the Police Service Commission and the leadership of the police force over recruitment of constables. Meanwhile, the president of the Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio, expressed disappointment that it took the Supreme Court intervention to resolve the matter, expressing the belief that the confirmation will halt further collision between the police and the Police Service Commission. Away from the Red Chamber and to the Green Chambers, which is the House of Reps. The House of Representatives has called for an end to attacks against journalists by security agencies. The decision was made today following the adoption of a motion moved by an Akwa Ibom State lawmaker, Clement Jimbo. The lawmakers have also reserved to investigate recent cases of journalist detention, as well as to increase pressure on the government in respecting press freedom. In a motion, Honorable Jimbo condemned the attack on journalists by security agencies using the Cyber Crime Act. He stated further that the police continue to use the Cyber Crime Act to attack journalists despite the amendment of the bill. Away from the National Assembly. Following the Supreme Court decision declaring unlawful the use of the funds meant for local governments by the Nigeria's 36 governors, Social Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, has called on the governors and FCT ministers to account for and return the funds that they have collected or face legal actions. Recall that the Supreme Court has barred the 36 governors of the Federation from further retaining or utilizing funds that are meant for the 774 local government areas in the country. The Apex Court ruled that it is illegal and unconstitutional for governors to continue to receive and seize funds allocated to local government areas in Nigeria, stressing that the law mandated that local government areas must be governed by democratically elected officials. The Supreme Court ordered that forthwith funds meant for the local government areas must be directly paid to them from the federal account. Moving on, a global urban reproductive health initiative designed to support subnational governments in achieving greater self-reliance and scaling up family planning known as the Change Initiative, in collaboration with DEFCAMS, a media development organization, have urged Nigerians to encourage family planning and childbirth spacing for a sustainable Nigeria as they join the rest of the world to commemorate the World Population Day 2024, themed Embracing the Power of Inclusive Data Towards a Resilient and Equitable Future for All. The country's team lead at TCI, Dr. Taiwo Johnson, stated that Nigeria faces significant challenges with rapid population growth, which increases poverty, strains healthcare systems, and impedes sustainable development. Johnson further stated that a comprehensive data collection and analysis helps to institute informed planning and service delivery, which is very essential for all states to address the needs of the populace and to deliver the dividends of democracy which has eluded Nigerians since the inception of the current democratic governance since 1999. Still on World Population Day, a public health practitioner and the head of family planning campaign unit in Kwara State Ministry of Health, Aminat Yusuf, has reiterated the importance of family planning in controlling overpopulation. Yusuf gave the remark while featuring as a guest on Diamond FM's popular Yoruba language news and current affairs program, Ebawa Dasi. Yusuf maintained that having unplanned children is a hindrance to national development and puts huge burden on the nation's scarce resources. Yusuf further stated that family planning has no hazard effect on women if it is properly administered and used according to health practitioners' instructions, emphasizing that there are different family planning that suit each individual, while calling on husbands to be very supportive in assisting their wives in getting appropriate family planning. She reiterated that the importance of family planning for families and society at large can never be overemphasized. The news across the world is reaching you live from Diamond at 8.7 FM. We'll be going for a quick break, and when we return, we'll return with the foreign, business, entertainment, and sports stories. Do stay tuned.
We've all heard about home fires taking lives and destroying all that a family owns. These tragedies are reminders for us to double-check for fire safety. Make sure your home has properly installed and working smoke alarms. Practice a fire escape plan. Never leave cooking food unattended for long. Teach children never to hide but leave if there's a fire. Switch off all electrical appliances when not in use. In cases of fire, remember, the most important thing to do is to protect lives first.
This message is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin.
When malaria won't show power for your side, it gon' knock you down. I'm a temp salt gel. Me I can tell you no say. Malaria medicine we no get bad taste, no bitter taste for mouth. And it easy to swallow. Try. I correct game changer. I'm a temp soft gel.
I'm a temp soft gel. Now to treat malaria. If body not well after 3 days, see a doctor.
You're welcome back from that break. You're still listening to the news across the world, reaching you live from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin, Kwara State, Nigeria. We now move on to the foreign scene. Kenyan President William Ruto has today dismissed all of his cabinet ministers and promised to form a new government that will be lean and efficient following weeks of protest over high taxes and poor governance. In a televised address, the president also dismissed the Attorney General and stated that ministries would be run by their permanent secretaries. Ruto made the move after listening to the people and assured the people that he would form a broad-based government after consultations. Still on the foreign scene, the Chinese government has strongly rejected accusations from NATO that it's assisting Russia maintain the war in Ukraine. The Foreign Ministry spokesperson Lin Jian stated this at the ongoing NATO meeting in Washington, which has mostly focused on support for Ukraine. This came a day after NATO labeled China as a decisive enabler over Russia's war against Ukraine, urging nations to reflect on the root causes of the war. Meanwhile, Russia has reacted angrily to NATO's pledge of more military assistance to Kyiv. Kremlin's spokesman Dmitry Peskov disclosed that it is a very serious threat to Russia's national security, and Moscow will respond with coordinated measures. And that's it from the foreign scene. Up next is Business Update. Do stay tuned.
Diamond FM Business News.
And in business, the Financial Institutions Training Center FTIC has released a fraud and forgeries report in Nigeria banks for the first quarter of 2024, stating that the prevalence of fraud and forgery in Nigeria's payment system has shown a significant increase in the fourth quarter of this year, with point-of-sale POS transactions experiencing the highest increase in fraudulent activities by 31.12%. In the fourth quarter of 2023, there were 2,683 reported cases of fraud associated with POS terminals. However, this number escalated to 3,518 cases by the fourth quarter of 2024. Meanwhile, the Corporate Affairs Commission (CAC) recently stated that POS agents must have registered their businesses by the 7th of July 2024. However, it extended the deadline by 60 days, which means the operators now have until the 5th of September 2024.
Diamond FM Entertainment News.
Away from business and now to entertainment. Veteran Nollywood actor Olu Jacobs has received a lot of good wishes from family, colleagues and fans as he clocked 82 years today. Jacobs' wife, Joke Silva, took to Instagram to pray for her husband in celebration of the milestone. Other celebrities also took to the comment section of the post to wish him well and also mentioned that it would be a dream come true to work with him on set again. Still on entertainment, Nigerian rapper Tochukwu Ojugu, or popularly known as Odumodu Black, has lavished praise on Nigerian singer Divine Okubo, fondly called Rema, describing him as a wise and insightful individual. Odumodu Black revealed this via a post on X, stating that despite being 6 years older than Rema, he always listens attentively to the younger artist's advice.
Diamond FM Sports News.
On to the exciting world of sport. Bayern Munich has today secured the signing of Portugal midfielder Joel Palhinha for a reported fee of 49 million euros after coming close to acquiring him last year. The 28-year-old, who spent 22 years at Fulham after arriving from Sporting Lisbon in 2022 for 22 million euros, signed a 4-year contract. The deal fell through just before the transfer window closed as Fulham failed to find a replacement. Meanwhile, in a statement, Palhinha disclosed that it was one of the happiest days of his life, adding that it is a dream come true for him. Still in sport, Nigerian Premier League champions Rangers FC will begin their campaign in the CAF Champions League against US Zilimajo over Comoros. US Zilimajo will host the first leg between the 16th and 18th of August this year. Rangers will entertain their opponent in the reverse fixture at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium, Enugu, between the 23rd through to the 25th of August 2024. The overall winners will face the winner of the tie between St. Louis of Mauritius and Angola's GDSA in the second preliminary round. And with that, we've come to the end of the news across the world. But before we go, here is the recap of the major highlights as brought to you. We told you earlier that Labour leaders are in closed-door session with President Tinubu over minimum wage. Serap calls on governors and FCT minister to account for local government funds or face legal action. Group encourages family planning and childbirth spacing for a sustainable Nigeria on World Population Day. And on the foreign scene, Kenyan president dismisses all cabinet ministers after weeks of protest. And in the world of business, POS fraud cases increases as terminals spread. And in entertainment, Nollywood celebrates Olu Jacobs at 82. And in sport, Bayern signs Portugal star Palinha for €49 million. And before we call it a wrap on the news this great evening, did you know that on this day in 2011, 4 journalists were kidnapped by gunmen in the southern part of Nigeria, demanding a ransom of $1.67 million. However, the journalists were later released on the 18th of July with no ransom paid. Now you know. For news coverage or information about happenings around you, kindly contact Diamond FM Newsroom on 0916 062 7526. You can reach us via 0916 062 7526. The news was compiled and edited by Nedu Okorie, and I am Joseph Emeribe. Many thanks for choosing your shining supreme radio station. Do stand by for the news in Yoruba language. Good evening.
For up-to-date news reported across the globe, be rest assured you're on the right radio dial. Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin, your shining supreme station.
Bati lówó lápò àṣàbí tó ń ṣàdọ́là àwọn pàdé mi tó ń ṣe wáyé Èkó dùn jù báyìí lọ ọmọ arábí lọmọ ọmọ pẹ́ sá lọ owó wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ àwọn kan wà òkè má lọ fọ́ bí àwò àwò ò lè sá lọ fún wọn lọ́bàdé àmà kí wọn káàbọ̀ àwọn alálẹ̀ kó ìwọ má fọ̀ inside life oríṣiríṣi nǹkan ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ lágbo Young John oríṣiríṣi ló ń bẹ́ńbẹ́ gbọ́mẹ́.
Yeah, what's up, people? Reminisce to the building on that deep above You're tuned in to Diamond 88.7 FM. We learning if that's a low poly. Don't touch it.
Ariwo kọ́ ni music.